What?
Stop myself awake.
What?
Good morning.
Oh, good afternoon.
And good evening, Joseph.
Welcome, everybody, to the Good Morning, Afternoon, Evening show. This is the GMAE stream where 5 days a week on this channel we play the games that come out in Alpha Season number 3. Until Alpha Season number 3 is done, then we're back to playing the games you created in the Sandbox Game Maker. During this show, if you have questions, comments about the Sandbox game, about the asset creation software VoxEdit, about the Game Maker software, or anything else in the Metaverse / crypto space, leave the questions in the chat here live over on YouTube and twitch.tv / the Sandbox game, where we can read them back to you and answer those questions. We've got a lot to talk about today, Sand Fam, because there was some news that has dropped. First and foremost, version 0.7.7 update of the Sandbox game client has released. With that update, there may be a small amount of instability on the server side as the server themselves are being updated as well. In the meantime, go over to sandbox.game, get that download done, because this is going to fix the jump issue that we talked about before. Over the last week or so, you guys have been in the chat saying, let me jump higher. It's back. All right. We're fixing up some things here with the next updates. And Raul One Life over on twitch.tv leaving a quick comment as we get started here saying, give me an alpha pass. I actually said, can we get an alpha pass, please? And chat, on this live show, we will give away one Alpha Season 3 pass and a Wizzy-themed NFT right here. So stick with us. Before the end of the show, we will give those out. We will put a form in the chat when we say aloud that there is a form in the chat. There may be one coming soon.
Don't
Lori
click
G,
on them suspicious links.
yes, don't click weird links. Don't click random stuff. Don't click a link your grandma sent you. Only when we tell you will it be real. Lori G 783 saying they're downloading version 0.7.7 now. All right. You can download it. Just go to sandbox.game. In the top right, there's going to be a download alpha button. It is the latest version. You can download it right now. I did it just before the show started. I am in the alpha hub right now with that download. Looking great. Feeling great. Ross Guru. Got my alpha pass now. Congratulations, Ross. Congratulations on winning. What's up, Pickaxe Master? Thanks for the raid. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Love it.
All right, so let's talk about some Sandbox news as we're opening up for today. First, the Sandbox Alpha Season 3 week number 8 is open with the contest in the contest section of the website. This is, if you click play and click events, you can see the contests that are here. The Alpha Lobby itself. Take a picture with your favorite hot air balloon. The Alpha Lobby has been updated to include some hot air balloons around the map. Take a picture with your favorite and submit it to the contest for your chance to win an Alpha Season 3 pass. Da-dum. What you doing, PC? What you doing out here? Next! Big news, Meebits are entering the Sandbox game. If you own one of the 10k PFP asset Meebits, there is now a converted version automatically in the Sandbox game. You just need to have it in the same wallet as your Sandbox account, and you can go to your avatar section on the website and change your avatar to be representative of your Meebits asset. Really nice news to see more interoperability in the Sandbox game.
Joe, we do still have our saxophone
Do we?
rolling in the background.
You like the saxophone? Oh yeah. Chat.
Honestly, I'm not afraid of it.
We're just gonna do it the whole. We're just gonna do it the whole show. We're just gonna saxophone it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read it all like this. Creative Funds Creepy Creatures will soon be available in the Sandbox Marketplace. 3 p.m. UTC, October 12th happens to be right now.
He's too much, Chad.
Here's a sneak peek of the collection: the Death Shark, Virgin Ghost, I don't like saying that one. I don't like
No.
saying that one with that voice. I don't like saying that, chat.
No, I don't like the
do it.
ASMR with that one.
Don't do that one. Don't do that one, chat. Maybe get the asset if you think it looks good, if it's doing good activity, but don't do that one with that voice. The Nishit imported large human template. All right. Giant Orc Cthulhu. You can now buy Cthulhu in the marketplace. Get out of here. Thunderbird. All right. The Kraken. I don't know if this is this a Kraken. This guy doesn't look like a Kraken to me. I don't know.
I mean, he's a devil kraken, that's for
He's
sure.
some kind of volcano kraken. I don't even know. Giant zombie abomination. See, that's a good name right there. That's a good name. It could have been anything as long as it vaguely looked like a zombie. It's abomination, you know. Pumpkinhead spider. This is cute. If you
I
like
like that one.
yeah, it's nice. And you got the zombie cheerleader. Mummy
I feel like
fish.
I need to get some pumpkin head spiders to put around your house, Joe.
Yeah, I don't think I will. Smashing pumpkins, you know what I mean? Prita. Ooh, I like this. Oh, that's nice. Lupamon. Medusa. Rakurakubi. Oh my gosh. Look at the neck on this lady, bro.
Oh man,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
these are some
Zombie
spooky
hand.
monsters.
Undead sumo wrestler. Oh, undead sumo wrestler. Very nice. Dark Cerberus. This is a nice Cerberus. That's well done, Cerberus. Good job. Good job to you. Crow Tingu, Horror Girl, and Cyborg Demon. So you'll have those assets available in the Sandbox Marketplace right now. Go check them out. This is part of the Creator Fund. These assets were created for various projects throughout time by the Sandbox's previously approved Creator Fund members. You can be a part of the Creator Fund now with the right portfolio. Go to fund.sandbox.game and apply today if you'd like to be eligible for maybe one of these future collections coming up. All right, and then the last piece related to the experience we'll be playing today. There's a treasure hunt inside Xalya Sanctuary. Find it for your chance to win a Tools of Rock NFT God of Rock Avatar NFT. God of Rock avatars are one of the interoperable avatars, as you can see sort of in the screenshot here. They have been converted. So if you win a God of Rock NFT, you also automatically win that interpretation in the Sandbox game as those two things work together. They're not individual NFTs, but nonetheless, the NFT has some additional value as well. So this is also in the season contest page on the website at sandbox.game. Go to play, click events, and you'll see all the events that are available right now. Chat Vmoot says, any reason why the chat bug is coming back? Vmoot, if you have details on that and you want to, we want to explore, share, and work to continue to fix these issues, then let us know. Hashtag add the high chat feature. G Augusto. This is something that we've wanted to do for a while, but they kind of come up in a priority queue, right? Yeah,
Right.
it's like we can talk about a feature and then 3-4 months or whatever will go by, and like that's the time that it gets to come up because other stuff is currently being worked on. I don't know if you've seen the tweets from at Borges Sebastian recently, or Arthur Madrid, who have shared a new lighting engine, overlay effects, and that sort of thing that are currently being worked on for the client. And so those things kind of are already actively being worked on, and then we have things like where we have the jump bug and things like that, and that pushes off the projects that are immediately already being worked on, and behind those are the new things. And sometimes it may seem like it's something simple like being able to minimize, but the amount of UI UX changes that need to be done to add that into a chat feature may be more than what is obvious. All right, Metasander asking a question about one of our partner applications. I wanted to ask you, Joe, concerning Star Atlas. When you open the game, it just asks you to import your Solana phrase or wallet. I guess the dev said, yeah, they need a phrase to enter. Any comments on that? I don't really have any comments specifically, except to say that you could and have an opportunity to create a wallet just for that, right? If you have other assets, this is true whether it's Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, Poly, whatever you're doing. This is known as a hot wallet, right? It's the wallet that you don't have all your stuff on. You just have the stuff that's relevant to what you need to do right now. So you create another account, Metasander, another wallet. You send all your stuff to that wallet. And this is what I did, actually. All the stuff relevant to Star Atlas is on one wallet. All the stuff that might be relevant to other Solana projects might go on a different wallet. And then I would have a main wallet that is my storage wallet, the one I don't touch because it has the bulk of my assets on it, the bulk of my money, the bulk of whatever, right? You should always have a transactions wallet separate from your bank wallet, basically. Your hot wallet is your transactions wallet, and then your bank wallet is called cold wallet. So you can store everything safely, just in case something weird happens. You only lose the thing that you've risked, right?
And do it,
yeah.
chat.
Literally, yeah. Literally, yes. Everybody thinks they're immune to this, but it happens all the time. All the time. Where
just
somebody
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yes, it happened to Conrad. It happened, the multi-million-dollar asset holders all over the crypto space have this happen all the time because they go like, I don't really need it. It's, getting a ledger, it's a lot of whatever, right? Do it. You want it. You need it. Get a bank wallet, a permanent storage so that you can play around on your day-to-day wallet that doesn't have much, if any, money on it. And if that gets hacked, well, it's got no money on it. So, not an issue. Right. Pickaxe Master saying, any plans to have a wallet integration in-game? For example, you could talk with an NPC to buy an NFT or a ticket to play the game. If yes, do you know when we could expect it? Yes? No, I can't give you a date on when to expect it. As, any given day, we may, as we're all in alpha, we're working together, we may have somebody like what just happened a second ago, where somebody said the chat bug is here despite this new update. So if we see something like that, then we're going to prioritize making sure that, again, it's a high quality product and push out the issues before we move on to adding in new features. And when we do add new features, part of that process is also going back and saying, now that we've added this one feature, did it break any of these other ones, right? So I can't give a real timeline for that, but I know that that's something that we've wanted to do for a very long time, even before we got like the Binance partnership, which I think is before your time, Pickaxe Master, as I recall the brand sort of popping up more recently. But when we made our Binance partnership, part of that press release was that they want to be able to trade assets in game, straight up, like trade cryptos in game. We'll see how that develops over time, but nonetheless, that's their interest. So I believe we'll be able to purchase purchase NFTs in game in time. It'll just take a while.
Right, and that's part of the kind of quality of life that we definitely want to have happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Hunter DevX says, when I won a World of Women NFT, first thing I did is buy a ledger and store my World of Women there. Smart, very good. I would agree. Yes, you want to make sure, again, that you have a transactions wallet and then you have a bank wallet. They can be different. Wallets are free. Even if they're just digital, it's still better to have two than it is, to have just the one that you work with. All right. Chaldan Sa over on twitch.tv says, what is the utility of gems on non-equipment NFTs? That's a good point. Chaldan, the utility actually, depending on the gem, actually only useful on non-equipment NFTs, like speed gems, for example. Speed gems don't affect players at this time. And we're not totally sure if speed gems should affect players because of the nature of kind of the leaderboards. And maybe as we get things worked out over time, we do have speed gems affect players. Maybe we don't. We'll see. We'll take your feedback on that. Right now, a speed gem, if you placed it onto, let's say, a platform that you built in the sandbox, a platform moves left to right. Well, you can affect how fast it moves left to right if you have speed gems in it. Otherwise, it's going to move at a defined pace, essentially, like the base speed. When you look at the sliders in the Game Maker, you'll see that. So the power, right, if an enemy has additional power, it's going to hit you harder as a player. The defense is going to increase their maximum potential health. Luck currently has no purpose at this time because there's not built-in RNG mechanics for drops and things like that. But at that time, then luck is could be usable by the player to increase your luck, could be usable by the NPC to increase their drop rate, right?
I thought that luck could duplicate items right now.
Not that I've seen, because that is
pickup.
It's a player defined or a developer defined trait.
There we go.
If it can drop it at all, right? Any item. So right now, not anything intentional, I guess, happening with luck. Maybe that is possible, but that's what we've got out there. All right, let's see.
But again, as Joe is saying, things are changing, and these assets and these roles of different abilities are always going to have your input in what they're going to do. Because I want speed to affect like attack speed and things like that, not the player speed.
Yeah, and that's interesting because if it does affect attack speed, then it's sort of the same thing. Just kind of depends on what the game is. If the game is heavily combat based, and that is going to positively affect your experience in terms of like times, things like that. But at the same time, that may not necessarily be a bad thing, because you could have sort of a reward for being a long time player, and over time you're just going to get better, in the same way that like basically every mobile game does that now, right? Where like you're rewarded for the longer that you're there, and leveling is easier because you're leveling, things like that. Oh, I should have jumped on that box light. Look at that.
Ooh, Johnny has a good suggestion for luck, like just attach it to some crit chance.
Yeah, and that's again, that's a damage based trait. So then and that might actually allow for balancing in a certain way if it is a crit chance thing, and the crit chance is generally still going to have the same total DPS, but you've got luck. That would be good, but that's again if you're only sort of heavily focused on combat based gameplay. So then luck has no effect whatsoever. Speed has no effect whatsoever on any type of like platforming or space game or any of that sort of thing.
So Cold Cuts and Cheese confirms for us, luck for now is used for speaker range detection.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that, actually. I remember Alex mentioning stuff like that.
Right.
But it's not something that I have to sort of pay attention to in like the QA space, right? Because like, yeah, speaker range detection is like...
Joe's brain is full of so much information.
So much nonsense, you know what I mean? Like, when people ask me, what do you think about interoperability in Star Atlas? And I'm just like, yeah, I got you. Like, why do I know that? I don't know.
Right. Well, Andro Meta Galaxy has a question. Do we know why the GMAE show is midday in Australia time? Hasn't been for a while now. I'm sorry, I read that funny. Why hasn't the GMAE show been midday Australia time for a while now?
Yeah, pretty much because, quite frankly, I would be working all day, and I would have to, for a while, choose whether to cook dinner for my family or GMAE, and then I pushed it later to 8 p.m. my local time, and that allowed for folks in the Asia Pacific area pretty good response, but would continue to just push, like, cut my life in half, if that makes sense. Just my whole day. It was like I would have only the midday between like 5 and 8 where I wasn't doing some sort of work function, and then it was 8 to 9:30 or 10 my local time. So depending on the day, I might start up at 8 in the morning and then be going through essentially straight until 10 p.m. So it's a selfish thing for Joe, to be able to have a little bit more of my day back.
And at the same time, this is honestly a better time for the majority of the sandbox, as far as I'm aware, though that may be just my perception.
I mean, I think if you look at the like average users, the average number of people who are online while we stream, it's definitely higher now than it was when we were streaming at my time, 8 p.m. So, you know, even just the first day it was higher, and like there was no prompt that we were going to change the time, which makes me think like obviously this is a better decision for the general community.
Right. We don't want 4 a.m. for Europe, as as Pickaxe Master is saying.
Yeah. Hoo-yah! All right, I'm gonna get these. Where have I?
I know
missed?
Jazz Wolf had a plenty of loss of sleep trying to catch the shows and help us out here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jazz was always kind to be here. All right.
And
what do we got?
Wapak says, if you won an Alpha Pass, does it have to be claimed now or after the season?
It could be claimed when you have it distributed, but it doesn't have to be. You could just leave it there in the claim. When at the end of the season there's distribution on Sand Rewards, it's going to be a separate claim. So you could claim each one of those individually, or you could just leave them in there for forever until you want to claim them. I would say if you were going to leave the assets there, you definitely want to claim them before season 4, because in season 4, if it's like season 2 and 3, you're going to have some benefits to that. Right now, holding my Alpha Season 1 to pass, I'm getting additional tickets to increase my chances of getting an Alpha Season 3 pass, right? So you'll probably want to have that claimed. But, you know, you don't have to do it immediately. You could wait until like a Sunday or whenever gas fees are lower. And then the sand tokens will be redeemed on the Polygon network. So they will be a totally separate claim. But again, I kind of recommend that you get those, but only on the basis that, you know, if you're just having it set there, then you could have it set in the staking program and earn passive more sand.
That's right. And Kevin Mai says, question, if I don't claim my Alpha Pass until we're on Polygon, can I claim it on Polygon? Or is it always on ETH? And future things will be on Poly?
It'll be on ETH for the claim, because that's going to be the way the smart contract is built. And once the assets are minted onto ETH, they're going to be minted onto ETH, right? That's the nature of like blockchain stuff. Once you have made the transaction is permanent until you change the individual asset itself, right? So you're going to have let's imagine you win a pass and you've got pass number 5,000. Well, until you choose to change where number 5,000 is, it's going to be wherever it was forever. Where's my bro? Bro. I forget
right.
where
And
bro is.
Roll One Life asks, so the staking system for the community booster is already 100%. I have a few sands staked there. Can I take more if I want to?
Well, so the booster affects the potential earning of the Alpha Pass itself, right? So now that we're at 100%, you don't have to be in the pool with regards to helping increase the booster. But while you are still in the pool, you are still earning part of the weekly earnings, whatever those weekly earnings are on any given week. So let me see if I can go to that page and I'll look at it. So currently the refresh there we go. The Sandmatic mainnet has an 11% APR. For landowners, the Polygon Direct Sand only is 152% APR. And then the Sand mainnet public without land ownership is 13% APR. So if you have 100 in there, then over the next year, you're going to earn 13 sand for free, essentially, right? So you'll have those different pools that you could deposit into, claim from, restake, what have you. All of these transactions that happen on the Polygon mainnet transactor and the Polygon mainnet sand without land transactor, you get 10 free transactions per week, and you can stake/restake once a week. So yeah, it's always got a return for you, but the booster was only for can the community come together to increase the reward of those people who get lucky and win that alpha season pass?
Right. And so Beth wants to know, I'm sorry for keep asking, I won an alpha pass season 3 like several weeks ago from GMAE show.
Yep.
I still don't have it. Is it true that it's due to ETH proofs or stake? Or what's the deal there?
Oh, yes, sort of. So that was part of the delay. Let me look if I have I can't remember if I have the tab open right now. Here, I do. Beth. Beth, yours says it's in sending right now, along with everybody all the way down to cold cuts and cheese. So if you remember the order, this is, so from this show, Beth, New MS6, Drakusha, Cosmogrog, Defcut, Uolace, Ferenu, Sutta, and Cold Cuts and Cheese, all in sending. And some other users who I only have their email listed in here. I don't have their usernames on the form, but some other users are also there. El Tor, the user who won named El Tor, neither their wallet address nor their username was affiliated with a Sandbox game account when they won on the show. So theirs will end up getting re-rolled into the it'll end up getting re-rolled into the raffle at the end of the season.
Right. And then I want to say Ian? No. Ian? There we go. Can we can we buy an alpha pass right now, and where?
You may be able to buy an alpha pass over on OpenSea.io in the official Sandbox game collection. So let's go to that and see if we can find it here.
We got to look for that check mark.
That's right. Alpha Season 3 pass. It's none of these. These are fake. Both of these are fake. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and type Sandbox assets first. Or I'll just type there we go. It's just taking a little while to load because they got some weird animated thing from Anthony Hopkins out here. And then inside here, I'm going to try to type Season 3. Right. There we go. Yes. So the way that I did that is I typed the Sandbox first. So I found the Sandbox assets as a verified collection. It has the blue check mark in it. And then you're typing Season 3 Alpha Pass, right? 10,000 total wherever created, 956 current owners. So not a lot of people have claimed it of those who have been eligible to claim so far. You can see some people have them for sale. One thing to note about the Season 3 Alpha Pass is that it is a collectible purely. Right. Obviously, it has its value in Season 4 and maybe in the future if it gives additional tickets. But as it stands, it is a collectible purely. So commemorative in that it's the Rabbids Aoki season. Also, you could see the Bored Ape Yacht Club for the interpretation of all these voxelized forms of interoperable assets. It's got the Season 3 doing all those things. So if you're purchasing it to try to get the guarantee on sand, the only guarantee, like those people who are whitelisted to take the pass are whitelisted to get the sand. Okay? So just keep that in mind. It's not like Season 2 in that way.
Right.
You will not win 750 sand simply because you buy the pass.
You do still have to put in the work.
You will have to win the pass in order to be able to click the claim button on the sand. So, like Centurion K41 says, hi, someone has 5 passes on one account. If that is the case, they purchased passes, and they may not get extra sand for that, because if they won one of those passes, then cool, they get sand on that one account, because at the end of the season, the same whitelist or approval list gets on that Polygon distribution of sand, which is a separate claim button, right? And it's only for people who won the natural way. And this is important because we want to make sure that only KYC verified users are those who are winning sand. So you don't want somebody who's not KYC'd to go onto OpenSea and just buy a pass so they could get sand. It doesn't make sense. So we're going to make sure that the distribution list of people who got lucky and they won the pass in various ways, various partners, this stream, what have you, those people are still going to be getting sand as a separate claim button at the end of the season. And then also separate claim buttons at the end of the season will be for people who made it onto the high scores list, which is very much just, basically the top 10,000 players there. And then you've got rewards for other things like landowners with a guaranteed reward, avatar owners for those in the avatar program, NFT collectors for those buying or holding current NFT assets eligible for that. If we go to the collections side, you may have noticed that some collections have been added, like the Bee and Dreams collection has been added. I think the G Game Studio has been added since then. Let's see, Council of Wizzies. You can see I have 14 of these, so that's pretty nice. So anybody who wins the Wizzy the Purple's enhanced hat on this live stream is getting the guaranteed earnings tab unlocked for them as well. So, right. And if you've had some other things in the past, right, the Wizzy the Blues, the Wizzy the Goldens, whatever, the Greens, Purples, all those sorts of things, anything that's been built by Alex Florez as part of the Wizzy collection, including the really, really old sand coin fountain we used to give away on this show with Alex before Wizzy was even a thing. There's lots of different things there.
So to clarify there, Joe, if you were to purchase this Alpha Season 3 pass off of OpenSea right now, it wouldn't do anything with our claims for this season.
No. So this season is different because we wanted to make sure that only KYC verified users are earning sand tokens, right? So if you win a pass and you win the sand unlock at the end of the season, assuming you reach level 5, right? You'll get all level 5 rewards. Otherwise, you're getting a lesser reward based on whatever level you are. So I haven't won a pass. I'm not getting this 500 sand reward that's down here. I am getting my guaranteed rewards at the bottom and anything I might get on the leaderboard. Joe doesn't actually get leaderboard stuff because I work here. So if you get to level 5, you get the memorabilia, which will increase your chances in the next season of getting yourself a pass. So there's some value there. But yes, you do not want to go buy the pass because we want to make sure that only KYC verified users are earning the sand tokens there. So you don't want to, go out buy the pass because people who might go buy the pass might not be KYC verified. So we're just going to avoid that whole problem.
Right. And a good follow-up question from Metasander here.
Yeah.
So if someone won a pass and sold it, they can still claim that sand?
I would recommend that you hold on to your pass till the end of the season. Because, quite frankly, I'm not in charge of generating that list. So I'm not going to give you a definitive answer on that. I think, I don't know, man. I'm Joe, right? I'm not just going to give you a nonsense answer. But what I did actively, what Joe actually did for himself, is never sold the pass. I never took the short, right? I'm holding the passes. Because they're collectible items. Maybe it's because I'm, super excited about the Sandbox game, whatever it is. But I still have my Season 1 and my Season 2 pass. If I win a Season 3 pass, I'm not going to sell it for anybody. I don't want to do that. It's been earning me extra tickets. You can look at my tickets section right here. I've got, just for holding a Season 1 pass, I get an extra 210 tickets. Season 2 pass, an extra 210 tickets. Season 3, that's going to mean I have 630 total tickets if I get a Season 3 pass that I'm just hanging out, and it's just making my chance of getting the Season 4 pass even higher. So to me personally, there's not really a dollar value that I'm going to put on that to say it's worth selling. And Kevin Mai is saying, because Kevin Mai knows the old school conversation that I learned my lesson when I sold at 8 cents. It was actually 10 cents, but absolutely, when I sold sand out at 10 cents, I learned my lesson. I'm done selling. If I win, I'm keeping it. Now, Metasander says, but for the people that bought passes, they're basically ducked. And I imagine you wrote that on your mobile phone. And that they could resell it. It's a collectible. It has value. It gets you tickets in the next season, They don't even have to resell it. Just keep it. It's a good deal. Question. Sarbual says, I am KYC and I bought the Alpha Pass from OpenSea. So I can't claim at the end of the season. I am level 5. Sarbu, I don't recommend purchasing Alpha Passes on OpenSea because we have 2 separate approval lists that are being generated. One approval list is for the Alpha Season 3 Pass distribution. The other approval list is for the Sand distribution, and you get on the approval list on both if you win through the raffle. So buying one doesn't put you on the Sand approval list because we can't guarantee that all people who purchase them are KYC'd. Does that make sense? And I know that's that sucks because you bought one, but also it is a collectible. All right.
Right. Now, G. Augusto says, what happens to the pool when the season ends?
Which pool? Wait, I'm sorry. I feel
the
like
staking pool.
Oh, the staking pool. I mean, it stays here. It stays here. So you've noticed probably if you've been here a while, the staking pool gets refilled every week. Okay. So this number with the weekly rewards is it's 250,000 sand every week. The number of weekly reward is subject to change on any given week, but there's a certain amount of guarantees. So this weekly reward, when it first opened, the Polygon Mainnet Sand weekly reward was 500k sand a week. But part of our plan when we talked about back in June for release was to have a land staking pool. And in order to have strong tokenomics, you don't want to over distribute your staking plan, whatever that plan may be. And so the plan roughly is having, 500k allocated to this default Polygon mainnet sand pool per week. So we cut that in half on both and offered one to land holders as a thank you for being a land holder. And land holders didn't really have a strong reward incentive previously, aside from, of course, being able to publish, create, do all these sorts of things with your experience. And then the Polygon Matic Sand Matic pool here has a 75,000 sand prize. Originally, when that launched, it was 300k. So that got reduced to allow for this weekly reward to be 500k off the gun, and then that again got split into those two. But it's all about like solid tokenomics when you think about these pools. But also, you could see a lot of people trust in the Sandbox game, right? Because we have really solid low APRs. They're consistent influx of money in a consistent way. 13% is really good. For anybody who's an investor, 13% is a good number if you're talking about a guaranteed return, right? But if your APR is like 500% because you're some hot new project, you'll find typically that you could possibly buy into that and then watch like as the price kind of collapses because the APRs are too high and whatnot, right? You'll typically have people sell it down, and then the APRs, the APR ends up going down because the value of the token is going down. APRs are solid, strong with the Sandbox game, especially like relative to ETH, as we are generally in the same flow and generally moving up in strength against ETH and Bitcoins over time. All right.
Right. And now Mike over there on YouTube has a good question about the Benny Bobbins that they won last week. What can they do with it?
That's a good question. I don't even know what a Benny Bobbins is, quite honestly.
It is an asset that PandaPops makes that you can win.
Okay. All right. So if it's an asset, and I'm going to look it up inside the marketplace so I know what it looks like, because I feel like I don't get a chance to watch Panda's show. I'm a bad person. Forgive me. But I know it's an NPC, so I'm going to look at what it is before I jump into it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Benny Bobbins, just one of these like humanoid NPC characters. So what you would do with this, you could do pretty much anything you want inside the Sandbox Game Maker with this character. You could make it an ally, an enemy, a quest giver. You could just make it a tavern keeper NPC. You can make it a wandering NPC. You don't want to do that? You could make it into a speaker component, similar to how people use the little calculators usually to do functions. But people use the calculators because they're small, but you don't have to use the calculators if you want to make sure that like this is something that's visible and in the world. It could be the proximity to Benny Bobbins as you come up this speaker component then activates and triggers an event like a rock slide or something, right? You can do all sorts of things with your asset. Just want to do it inside the Sandbox Game Maker. If you are not a creator, then maybe you trade it with somebody else later, or just keep it as a big piece of your collection. Whatever you like. Do all sorts of stuff. Luckily, with the Game Maker, you have the opportunity to sort of do actually use these sorts of things. Like most NFT collections just straight up don't really have like tangible use. It's just like, hey, I have this and I can make it my profile picture or whatever. But in this case, you got lots of stuff you can do with it. In fact, you can actually make it into your profile picture. Like on Twitter, if you do the Twitter Blue thing and you make it part of your, like, whatever, your verified collection or whatnot, you can make Benny Bobbins into your PFP if you want.
And Cyberloop wants to know, what if I didn't win an Alpha Pass?
What? Well, then you didn't win. I don't know.
Right.
You have an opportunity to have certain guaranteed rewards. You've got the leaderboards. You've got all sorts of different things. It's okay if you don't win an Alpha Pass. Hopefully you had a good time and you can give some feedback and we get into Alpha Season 4 and hopefully your luck's a little bit better then.
Right. We'll figure. You know, you got to remember that the main priority that we're trying to put forth is a platform for you to have fun, have a game maker that requires zero experience that you can pop into, create a game, and make fun for other people.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, become a game dev, right? Like that's the whole thing. To get the exposure in here and get to playing these experiences is one thing. But then once you realize that that the alpha is a drop in the bucket compared to the distribution of sand we've got for people who are making games, who are making assets to make more games, you know, I think you find you're going to want to definitely get in this creator economy. Okay, let's see. Sassy Pants Ninja says, what about the passes that came bundled with the Planet Rift assets? Well, those two won't make people eligible for sand rewards. They
would be bundled in with, if it's through a partner, they would end up being bundled in with the other whitelists.
So the partner deals work like what I do here. And that is to say they get a certain amount of distribution. Whether you're watching my live stream, maybe there's another live stream partner that does it. There's somebody else who's doing a giveaway. Be in Crypto was doing a giveaway the other day. Those are eligible to get those rewards because they are specifically that partner gets to send your address to the whitelist approver. And then you get added to, and sorry, whitelist is a generic term. I got yelled at by one guy once because he was like, that's racist. So I try to use approval list as much as possible, but the term in the industry is called a whitelist. So you get added to this approval list. And when your address is added to the approval list, similar to how like Cosmogrog and Drakusha in the chat right now, Beth, who asked the question earlier, they're added to the approval list, right? So you get added to that list and you're on both of lists automatically. It's a totally different thing.
Right.
All right.
And Yanowski wants to know, how can you check gas fees?
Okay, yeah, I'll show you, actually. If you're on the Ethereum network, you can go to etherscan.io and then you can, let me see here, right here, where it says MEAD gas price. And it's got a number. You can click on that number. And this is the current gas price. For different functions, you can get an estimate here on the estimated cost of transaction actions. And generally speaking, as I'm scrolling through these, Sandbox transactions that happen on Ethereum are about the same cost as the Uniswap swap, right? Which is currently averaging $3.58 US converted to the amount of Ethereum that you would need. So relatively not too bad. But if you're on the Polygon network, they have a more like predefined gas rate that is more difficult to override and like jack up the rate. With manual transaction, you can do it, but most people don't know how to do that. So the rates generally stay around 10 GWI. What does that mean? A GWI is the 8th decimal point to the right of the 0. So like 0.00, etc. That is 1 GUI. And so if we have 10 of those, now we're like 1 decimal to the left, if that track. So you take that and you multiply it by the price of the token. So, we're talking about a millionth of a penny, basically, for a transaction to happen on Polygon Network right now. All right.
All right. And Willow Kid PvP says, do you guys have any plans to collab with Ikami or the VV Verse? I'm not familiar with either one of those projects, but
yeah, I'm not usually, I'm just not allowed to talk about any potential deals that we have, regardless of what the partner is, until the announcement is done and ready with intent. Because if I was to just kind of go on and be like, yeah, we're definitely doing that, and then something happens on either side, then, it doesn't meet expectations for you guys and all that other kind of stuff. And then also, if it is going to happen, then let's say that it's Adidas, because we've already announced them and they're already on the map. If we had an Adidas partnership announcement that we were going to make, it's inappropriate to leak that kind of stuff early. Maybe the announcement video that they were going to make is a much higher quality than me just going like, yep, we're going to work with them. You know what I mean? Maybe their press releases, they were making sure that for the first time ever, IGN.com talked about it or something like that, right? It would be inappropriate for me to do that and then have a small outlet clip my video and, it just kind of fizzles out right away. You want to sometimes to do it right, you have to do it kind of like quietly and then all at once.
Right. And now we're getting some feedback about what is this experience here? The Adventures in Floating Castle.
Okay.
And yes, the Adventures of Floating Castle map, and the pain behind any bugs that they had. So if there is any sort of updates that need to happen, or if there were bug times, just wait for the leaderboard to update, wait for the internal team to figure out what they decide to do with those times, as we've had a few bugged experiences and a few times that may or may not be getting moved or changed. So be patient with us, and we'll try and get those updates to you quickly. Did you find a duck here?
I did find a duck. Chat, if this is your first time joining us or you're just new to Season 3, an Alpha Season number 2, an Alpha Season number 1, and before any Alpha Season ever existed, devs who worked internally for the Sandbox game placed these little ducks around maps in hidden areas as a sort of an Easter egg secret for you. I love these little ducks. The sneakiest duck I ever found was in a level that doesn't exist anymore, but it was a tutorial level that we had, and in that tutorial level, there was a gated area inside a library on a 3rd story, or if you could manage to jump over the gate that is on the 3rd story, being very close to like 4th story height, behind that gate you could open up the bookshelf, and in the secret bookshelf room there was just a single duck chilling on a table, and it was the coolest find I ever found. I love finding these little ducks. It's a fun little game that we like to play. I know Jazzwolf loves doing that too.
I was playtesting just last night, and I had a great time because I noticed a hidden duck, and it is really just that little feeling that you don't think you're gonna have until it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see it on a watchtower or something, you're like, duck! You gotta go get it, right? You gotta go get that. All right. Mike asking a question, sort of unrelated to the Sandbox game, sort of yes related to the Sandbox game. They say, Joseph, do you think Sand's market cap can go higher than Roblox at 40 billion total? Yeah, I do. I genuinely do. But if we go back to before there was even a product, before there was anything that you could actually tangibly do in the Sandbox game, we were 2 cents a share. And just like you release a client at all of a sudden we're rocking $1 a share. In the peak of crypto craziness over the last, whatever it was, 2 years ago now, I guess. It was $8 a share. And or a year or something, right? So if we're there when Ethereum is just like $4,000, and we assume that Ethereum can get to Bitcoin's price, which I think that it can, Bitcoin will keep going higher long term. That's just every cycle. It's always been that way. Sand is still going to trade relative to those other things at a good rate. And as long as the Sandbox stays in that top 100, I think every token that's in the top 100 will be better than Roblox's 40 billion over time. It's just a matter of time, right? Because this is going to continue to get adopted by people. We only have 4 million registered accounts, right? And Roblox, how many registered accounts do they have, right? What? Like a ton. They got a ton of accounts. It's certainly more than 4 million. I think it's something like 100 mil people or something. So if we have 100 million people times our current market cap, right, relative to what we have now, that'd be 25 times higher than our current market cap. That's going to blow away 40 billion right there.
Right. And of course, not financial advice. Please do your own research.
Yeah, I guess when I answer questions like that, they're not relative to like, that's not the Sandbox question. That's a joke question, right? So certainly not gonna, I've been wrong. Remember when I sold my sand at 10 cents, chat? All right. I had 330,000 shares, sold it at 10 cents. I'm clearly wrong. But
it can happen. Yeah. We're not infallible.
And Mr. Dangerous 99 is saying Roblox is for kids. Sandbox is mostly for 18 plus. I would juxtapose that with saying the average age of a gamer right now is 30 years old. So
right. And if your platform is Roblox, there's no shame in that. If you want to play your Fortnite, your Minecraft, whatever you may be, if you think the perception is primarily for kids, then that's just a marketing thing.
That's true. Yeah, and that's very true, in fact, because lots of people, like season 2 of the Sandbox, they were like, oh, this game's for kids, right? Like, this is for kids because it looks vaguely maybe like Minecraft-ish, and then, you get into experiences, hate it or love it, you get into experiences like your World of Women NFT place that's got boobies on the art, you know what I mean? You get into like, you're a big boy now. That's a seriously adult theme, triggering for some,
Same.
I mean, really, like there are experiences in the Sandbox game that are clearly 18 plus experiences. Whether, again, whether they're like, whether you like it or not, it exists. The website says 18 plus to sign up. And, to be clear, some of these experiences I disagree with vehemently. I just won't go play them because I'm like, nope, that's not my fly. It's not my style. If there was like a super bloody, gory zombie thing that could make my wife freak out, I would not go play it. I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Because story time, chat. Conrad knows this is a good one. We were watching a movie. My wife was in the kitchen making a snack. I turn on a movie called Zombieland. If you don't know the movie, it plays 10 simple rules for surviving the zombie apocalypse to kick it off. They get to rule number 4. My wife came screaming into the room and she goes, no, turn it off. And I'm like, what's wrong? I turn it off, right? And she's like, I can't do zombie movies. I can't do them. I can't do zombie movies. And I'm like, okay, sure, fine. I go to bed like a normal person at a normal time, many hours later. Sure enough, 2 a.m, I wake up to have my wife, who straight up, foot in the side of my, throws me off the bed by my ribs in her sleep. I came crashing to the ground. Get up. What the And she's like, zombies. Back to sleep. So if there's a zombie game in here, I'm not doing it, chat.
Right.
Not doing it.
It goes without saying that every person is different. And if you enjoy whatever you enjoy,
wild.
Live your life.
That's wild, dude. So what are you doing? I don't know where Pororo is. I forget. It's been a long time.
We gotta find this Pororo. You gotta wander a little bit. Now, the Paklos says, are the winners of various contests eliminated from the end of season lottery, or can they win a second alpha pass.
You cannot win 2 alpha passes. It is the same approval list, and the part of the reason why the approval list takes a long time to... Is it literally... It's not right here. Where
Very, very top of the mountain.
I was just there! All right, I'll go back. It's my favorite spot in Season 2 Metaverse. It still holds a special place. I'm sorry, what was that question again?
Can we win a second alpha pass at the end of the lottery?
Yeah, no, because the reason why the distribution on passes takes a little while is because we go manually verify that you haven't already won through any of our various partners or contests already on a pass. And if you have, then somebody else gets a draw, right? Like you want to make sure that it's as fair and evenly distributed as possible.
Okay, and Volgem says, I have a question. My friend borrowed a Steve Aoki avatar and played Aoki Land when it was open for avatar holders, but he can't claim the 60 sand. Any ideas why?
I only borrowed it, right?
I do believe that this is more of a question of the Aoki sand being rolled back for a moment, if we were looking at the claims on that one. As we were getting questions on that one.
Oh, you're right. Yesterday, you're right. I forgot. So the original distribution on that was accidentally done on the Ethereum main network, and it was meant to be on Polygon. So yeah, if you had an issue with that, then it'll get sorted, assuming they're still on the approval list.
Jazzwolf says the claim is out now, so we were able to claim it on Polygon.
All right. Yeah, go take a look.
Go back. Poro is in the cave below. We're getting some mixed feedback here.
Hackers, bro. Hackers, bro.
We're gonna find this Poro.
A duck! Look at it. He's got a little god rays on him, bro. He's like, oh.
I love it.
Just get it, dude.
Have a wonderful night, Vox Machina. Breathe easy, my friend. Practice some Vox breathing. It'll help you with the stress.
Vox breathing?
Vox breathing, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
okay, and one box here says, not sure if it is a known bug, but I tried to take part in the event avatar giveaway and to tweet it out, and it's locked since I pressed verify before confirming the tweet. They say they also tagged you as well, Joe.
Okay, I'll have a look at that after the show. I get a lot of tags these days, but I will definitely go look through my stuffs and see what we can do about it. It may be that you could fix it by retweeting again, but not just tweeting the default words, like put a little something at the end, a little hey, how are you? And that might fix it, but colder, they're saying.
He's to the left of the guy you got the quest from inside the cave.
In here? Trying to... Let's go. No.
Let's find it here.
He won't. I won't find it. I can't do it.
Also, PandaPops, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a raid and giving us your viewership here.
What the heck? You're raiding us from the official the unofficial PandaPops live stream? The official, unofficial? I'm like, wait, she's giving away alpha passes, chat. Don't let her fool you. Don't let her fool you. She's as official as unofficial gets, bro. Can I climb this? That looks climbable. Why would you put the grass on the side of the wall right there, dog? I would.
Yeah, I want to climb that. Mirror Chick over on Twitch wants to know, will there be a guaranteed total completion reward like the previous season?
Nope, but there doesn't have to be, because right now everybody who has completed every single quest appears to be in the top 10,000 users on the leaderboards. If that is not the case, somebody let me know. But you're already getting a sort of guaranteed reward because nobody else is willing to play them all. Which is a lesson in and of itself. But we'll be reviewing that sort of stuff near the end of the season. Okay, what in the heck, dude? What the heck in heck? I can't find this Pororo. Somebody help me. I'm blind.
And PandaPops says the new title of the stream is the official, unofficial PandaPops.
Yes, that's right. Sparky Snickle says I'm officially unofficial myself.
And Drakusha wants to know, how can I claim my Alpha Pass on Polygon when it is on the ETH network?
You can't, but you can claim it on the Ethereum mainnet, and then when assets are ready to transfer over to the Polygon network, then you can transfer those assets to Polygon. Because the asset smart contract is not on Polygon yet, we can't have you claim them there. And when it is ready, because the asset will already have been minted on Ethereum, it is still going to need to be claimed on Ethereum and then migrated to Polygon if you want it on your Polygon network. Where the heck is Burrow? I'm so dumb.
Northwest corner caves.
North. What? West. Corner. Caves. That's very... Is there more? Are there more caves I'm not aware of? I feel like I know where all the caves are. I've gone through the caves. Joe, get good.
Minora Man says, hey, how do we enter the Olivia X contest that the Nightbot is showing? It redirects to the contest page on Sandbox, but I'm not sure where to go from there. I believe they're referencing the World of Women contest currently.
No, Olive X is a whole different thing.
Oh, Olive X. Thank you for correcting me there. There's so many contests. What do we got?
There literally are so many contests. This is the only place where contests are. It is possible that the Nightbot is outdated. And if that is the case, then we'll have to get that corrected. But it usually is only reviewed on Mondays. So... Visit the Green Park, Flight Trail Adventures, complete 5 quests a day, visit 2 game jams today, complete all the quests of the Care Bears. You got a ton of things. Got a ton of things going on here.
We got one of our experts here, Zumzi. Where did you start the quest for the Pororo? You can walk in a straight line into the cave, into Pororo. So by the giant dragon skeleton.
So it's just underground. You want me to go underground?
The lowest level. We were getting trolled.
Somebody literally told me
top.
It's at the top of the mountain. They were like, all the way up. Go all the way up.
There's Polly. Okay, yeah, here we got it. We got it.
I literally was standing in front of Pororo when I got the quest, bro. What kind of troll?
Love it.
What kind of troll quest is this? Help find Pororo. I was like here when it procced. Help find Pororo. I'm like, well, he's right there, so that must not be. Let me go somewhere else. Does he get lost? I don't know. Guess not.
He got lost again. Right. He's not even here.
Him.
Whatever.
Everybody's high-fiving this guy, and they're like, find him. I'm like, he's right there. He must be somewhere else. He must go and get lost somewhere in this game. Nonetheless. All right, we found Pororo. I already actually knew where he was like a million times. I literally remember walking into this cave. I was like here, and it's like, help find Pororo. And I'm like, well, it can't possibly be that guy. Let's go anywhere else. So dumb. I'm so dumb, dude.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
There we go. Now it's not.
What? What have you done?
I've just sent out a form. It is no longer closed.
Oh, I see. He had it closed. Chat! As I scratch my nose because I'm allergic to my own cat. Why do I even have him? There's a forums.gle link in the chat for a Wizzy-themed NFT. This Wizzy, the Purple's enhanced hat, can be worn inside any combat-based experience in the Sandbox game. Thanks for letting me know, Conrad. Good job right there. And inside the Sandbox Game Maker experiences as well. In the near future, near being a fairly relative term, I don't actually know the trajectory and timeline for this, but equipments and assets like this can be used inside of social hubs as well. Also, right now, if you click on the rewards tab, the NFT collector group will
been a morning
unlock
chat.
if you do not currently own any of the Sandbox Game NFTs that are eligible for NFT Collector. Wizzy the Purple's Enhanced Hat unlocks this for you. You can find all the details of the assets that activate that collection piece in the Collections tab under Shop, including Atari Avenged Sevenfold, B and Dreams, C Game Studio. I'm not going to read the whole list. Go check them out over here. There's a lot. With a Council of Wizzies, this is what we give away on the show right here all the time. Owning any one of these assets unlocks that tier.
I love it.
Woo! Thank you for joining us, Astatic Y. If you came over from Twitter.com. We had a winner yesterday that got lucky that came over from Twitter to Twitch or YouTube, where we have those reward distribution forms. Thank you, Jazzhole, for linking that form again. We're having a good time. Just having a good time. All right, so it seems like I've completed the entire Xalya Sanctuary, and I come back to have Hodel Hill dancing in my face again. What's up, Hill? Wait, am I doing the same dance, or am I doing the? No, I'm doing the burn.
Oh, you're not doing the same dance.
I want to do the good one. I want to do the good one, not the bugs. Disco Fever. No. The wipe. No, the wipe is all right. I like the wipe.
It's all right. I like it too.
I kind of don't like the wipe only because I don't want to kick Hodel Hill in the face as she breakdances. All right.
Personally, I love riding that pony. Just simply getting down.
Crisscross. All right. Bop down. Come on, bro. Let me breakdance. Thank you.
There we go.
There it is. Now we're breaking
it down.
We're breaking, all right? We're breaking together. Here we go. Sup.
Hodel Hill says sup.
Hodel Hill. Sup. You prefer something else in your face? Yeah, the bop or whatever. I don't know. Feels like a pretty sussy question, Hill. I don't know if I like that.
And Mr. Dangerous 99 has a good question.
All right.
When will the speed, luck, and magic, etc. buffs become active in TSB?
They are currently active inside the Sandbox Game Maker.
Right.
I think all of those things. Yes. Right?
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. Speed, luck, magic. Magic doesn't do anything right now. But nonetheless, speed.
I believe magic is healing, isn't it?
Does it? Oh, you're right. Thank you. I feel healing's worthless. You know what I mean? You just block better. You know what I'm saying? Just block good. You don't need to get healed if you block.
Mr. Dangerous corrects himself and says, I mean like in normal games, not the game.
Not the game maker. So in normal games, but normal games are made in the game maker, Mr. Dangerous 99. I already know what you're trying to say. At this point, I'm kind of just trolling you because you're a longtime viewer. Like, been doing
Mr.
this
Dangerous
game for a minute.
just trolled you and had you go to the top of that mountain. So
yeah, it's all your fault, Mr. Dangerous. It works fine. They operate as expected, and we're going to continue to tweak and adjust to see does it even make sense to make speed gems work in gear. Like, what could it do? We talked about it earlier on the stream. Maybe it's attack speed. If it is, then combat-based experiences just get wrecked by basically everything. What does luck do for gear? Does it make you have a crit chance? And if it does, again, just combat is like, wear gear or only gear in your experience.
Maybe luck should be changed to have accuracy a part of it, to where we have a baseline 75% chance to hit.
Oh, that would be awful. Literally, if you turn this game into Fallout,
it would change it. It would change it to where I don't only want power.
You have reminded me of a game of Fallout where I literally point the barrel of a gun at the face of the alien, and it's like 99% chance to hit.
And then you miss.
Bang, you miss. You're like, it was in his eyes. Get out of here, bro.
Ooh.
Get out of here with that.
Dodge chance? That's a good one, Mr. Dangerous. I like that.
Dodge chance. That's pretty good. You're right. Chance to dodge. See, there's lots of opportunities for these things to work and make sense. But as these ideas come in, what's the timeline for making them actually work? Usually it's 6 months or so for an in-game function to do the thing, because I would Like every day I want to show you the roadmap and just straight up show you what these people are already actively working on. And then you'd be like, oh, there's that and that and that and that and that. And I want all those things. But so let's put it at the end of the line, you know? But yeah, we got it. We got it. I see you, Mr. Dangerous, saying lots of items to get lots of speed. I would agree with that. I mean, quite frankly, we've seen some devs who are making items that have speed. As a personal choice, I would never, Joe, make an item that has speed because I know right now you can't use it. And then in 20 whatever, you know, when it's fun, I was going to say 2021 because I'm still living in 2020. When when speed becomes a thing, you could have the same thing, Speed Edition, you know, and like release it and people would want it. Yeah. Sai, World Psyche Platforms over on youtube.com says, is the jump fixed? Yes. Download 0.7.7 right now on the website at sandbox.game. The jump is fixed.
All right. Kevin Mai wants to know, I'm not sure if I missed this this answer, but will we be able to buy land off Polygon?
Okay, they say when will.
When will, sorry.
And you didn't miss the answer because I didn't give it. Because when is not set in stone right now. The things that I know right now and are still subject to change because there has not been an announcement on medium.com is that the next land sale may be the largest land sale we've ever done. The next land sale will happen on Polygon exclusively. You will need Matic tokens to process the transaction in your Polygon wallet in order to buy, as well as the sand. Lands will be sold for the same rate as they were previously, which is 1,011 sand for a land with no additional assets and 4,683 sand for a land that has a bundle of other partner NFTs. Knowing that it is the largest land sale that we have ever done, or assuming that it will still be, that would mean that there's probably the largest number of partners we've ever had. And if that is the case for this land sale, then there's probably the largest number of partner assets that we would have ever had curated in-house for these events. So if Adidas that's on the map happens to be part of that sale, there's probably somebody making some Adidas tracksuits out there in the artist community or whatever. And when you make those, the interesting thing about making partner assets is you can't just like make it and they're like, we trust you. That's never happened before. You know, you have to make them and then send them, and then they look at them and they say, that sucks, throw it out, do it again. That sucks, throw it out, do it again. And then you say, tell me how to do it right. And they're like, I don't know how to use your tool, just show me something else. You know what I mean? So the process takes a while, and this is not negative against a partner for sure. You want to make sure that you make it with the tools that you have, and you make it to their liking, to the best of your ability, whatever that means. And so that will always require multiple iterations. It happened once that we had a land sale, and I won't say who, and I won't say what. Land sale starts at 5 in the morning, my local time, and we got an email at 2 in the morning, right before the land sale, where they went, I don't like the way this looks. Do it again. That animate's funny, right? And then I literally was like, what? Like, I'm going. So it was really, you know, that is the process, right? And so, you know, of course, we've learned at this point that we won't make an announcement on land sale until all those assets are approved. Oh, lost connection real quick. There we go. Because I'm just standing there, dude. I'm doing nothing.
Right. And Spartans Nichols says, but Joe, what if you made an asset months ago and did not know speed gems would be turned down?
You still made that asset before speed gems were turned on. Right?
Right. So can we go and retroactively change some of the settings there? Can we increase the speed on something or change that asset?
Well, so the gems and catalysts have some traits that get rolled, and they kind of just get rolled by default as they are, right? So when you mint an asset, a lot of people don't realize this or know this. Um, folks who are in the creator community might already know this, but it will say you can roll between like 15 and 25 or something like that for your possible trait when you mint it, and they're not guaranteed. So if I open up like this Elytris character here that only has one gem slot and one catalyst, the 13 that they rolled, right? And it's obviously it's not a 15 to 25. That was just, kind of an example. They had seen before they minted it, it was going to have between this and that trait, and then they minted it. And so it has 13 magic out of a potential 25 magic. Maybe it could have been as low as 5 or 0 or whatever the thing said on the screen before they minted it. Then you get it minted. That roll is now permanent fixed on the chain. And that's true with any of these assets here. So you can't change that, but then that number reflects something inside the game maker. So if you do have a certain number of speed, the game maker sliders are going to be malleable, but you're going to have by percentage an increase based on the catalyst gem, or the gem roll number.
Right.
And
okay.
I know then what I know now, and I've gone with power. Like, I'm with it, Sparky. But that doesn't mean that in 6 months, speed is going to continue to do nothing for a player on player equipment. I assume that's what you're talking about. Because right now, I mean, had you known then what you know now, you probably would have only made player equipment for a while. Because there are considerably more players than there are devs, right? So there would be more demand for player gear than there would be developer assets, whatever that may be. Like, the assets that we just released today, these horror-based or spooky assets, right? You probably wouldn't be making those. But if you're not making those, somebody's making those, and somebody's making some cash on that as well as an artist, because not all developers want to create the art. So there's lots of different stuff, lots of different angles to think about. But
right.
Yeah.
And before we continue with our questions here, because I want to get this alpha pass form out there to everybody, the winner of the purple, gotta correct myself there, purple hat, is Captain Atari Man. Congratulations, my friend. Over on twitch.tv.
Hey!
And they answer the question, how was your day? They say, rough, but getting better.
Well,
I
got
haven't
better
done it.
now.
It got better. I haven't said it in quite a long time, but feelings aren't final, everybody. Your feelings cannot define who you are. So if you're having that bad day, there's always a tomorrow. Give it another chance. I got your back. We got your back here. We feel your pain. We feel your struggles. And everybody can recognize that you're doing a good job because you woke up today.
Captain Atari Man now knows that their day can be better because it just got better, Way better now.
Way better now.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. All right, Conrad, get out that form for the Alpha Season 3 pass here because we've only got 5 minutes left in the show.
Ooh, this is going to be a quick one, everybody.
It's going to be a quick release.
Go get it, everyone.
Right there, forums.gle over on twitch.tv and youtube.com. If you're joining us on DLive, Theta, Facebook, or twitter.com/thesandboxgame, please join us over on twitch.tv, over on YouTube, because, unfortunately, our chat service doesn't integrate well with those platforms, and we want to make sure you have a chance to win as well. All right. Hey, Saeed says watching the stream from rehab, so definitely not fine. You know what? You're in the right place.
Yeah.
And thanks for being here. Separately from being where you are is the right place. It's a good time, right? Everybody does what's best for them. You're doing a good job by being there. If you need it, get it. Come back healthy. Build some stuff. Play some games. Have some fun.
We want you to be healthy. We want you to prioritize your health first. And that goes for everybody here. Stress is a killer.
Yes.
Make sure to breathe.
Literally the number of people who have commented and been like, hey, this alpha thing, the high scores list is driving me nuts. It's okay. Take some time, relax, breathe. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I mean that in a literal sense. Like literally actually just chill for a minute and come back to it. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to grind all the time, you know?
Clear that mind, go at it with a different approach if you have to.
Yeah.
And try and get those frustrations out of the way, because it's not going to do you any good. I
Ooh.
definitely can attest to that. 2 hours of sleep last night.
This guy.
Now, Arctic Mosaic, I did my best to pronounce your name. Wants to know, will we know if being KYC'd is going to have a queue system or waiting room like other reputable drops for land sales?
We tested a queue system like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that.
Right.
And it was worse than having a regular land drop. Now, that said, we know that KYC accounts are integrated with the website. They're integrated with the giveaways, and they work on an approval list, right? So rather than doing a queue system, it's very likely that you're just going to have an inline checkpoint on the website, right? It'll be like, go click buy now or whatever. You go to the map to do the thing, and you click in. And then when you do that click in, one page will load, similar to like when you click a Google ad, you always see the URL change for a quarter second and change again. That's your checkpoint where it's saying, are you KYC'd? Website verified, so your account has been KYC'd. Yes, KYC verified. Yes means you can go here. And those people can go to the map. And from there, it'd be a free form buy. That's what I'd say is the most likely result. I am not the guy who is designing the website, obviously. I'm just here working with you guys. But I would say that's the most likely result for release, because the open sales have been the smoothest process for the community at large. And it's relatively easy to make that like drop-in page functional without adding a bunch of undue lag to everyone and everything that exists. Because it would be the biggest land sale ever, I would expect that there's probably going to be some kind of lag. So get there early and follow, as I have 1 minute left to say this before Conrad announces the winner, follow these 5 steps. First,
Here we go.
30 minutes before the sale starts, turn your modem off and back on again. Your internet, restart it. Unplug your router, plug it back in. Trust me, it helps. It clears your cache or temporary data. Clear cache and temporary data on the website by pressing Control F5. Control F5. All right? It's going to reload the page without taking into account the stuff you already have stored in your computer. That's going to make sure that whatever loads on the website is relevant and real information, and not possibly what your browser thinks is the fastest thing to load. The problem with web browsers is that they're designed for Web 2. They're not designed for constantly refreshing every 30 seconds. They're designed for storing information so that when I press F5 to refresh, it gets to load as fast as possible because it already has the POC logo saved. It's got the Steve Aoki logo saved in my computer. That's bad when you're in a land sale. That's bad when you're trying to buy concert tickets. That's bad for all things Web3, because the computer thinks it knows what's best, and it's not constantly checking for the server to respond with what actually is real. So you want to clear the cache and temporary data by restarting those 2 things. Then, of course, we're going to be on Polygon, so you must have Matic tokens in your wallet. You must be on the Polygon network on your wallet. You must have sand in the wallet. Chat. He's shutting it down, Jazz Wolf. And as Conrad says, there's no current date yet for that upcoming land sale. These are just things that we talk about as we think about them, because a lot of people make the mistakes of not doing those things. And what happens when you do them? I've literally had multiple people watching this show say, thank you, Joe. I did the thing you told me last time, and I got a land finally after failing 5 or 6 different sales in a row. So they're very simple steps. They just, they take some time to do. So go through those steps. You're going to have a much better time. GoWest927 saying, when buying concert tickets, I found the Edge browser works faster than any other browser. Hey, that's wild to me, but sure, maybe that's the case. That's anecdotal evidence, but you never know. GWiz is us saying, question, how much Matic do we need for the sale? I have no idea, quite frankly. GWiz is us, but you know what? Buying one Matic is less than $1. And it's going to take much, much less than one Matic to process a transaction on their network, just like it takes much, much less than one ETH to process a transaction on the ETH network. So just buy a Matic, just buy one, you know, you'll have enough, more than enough to do transactions.
Okay, I'm rolling.
All right. Get that roll on, Conrad, as you do. Kawaragi asking, what if I already bought an Alpha Pass on OpenSea? I can't take sand even though I'm verified? Kawaragi, there are two different distribution lists for the rewards list at the Sandbox game this season. In order to ensure that we only have verified users, we have people who win in the raffle passes get approved for both lists individually. So buying a pass right now doesn't have any impact. It's not changing whether you do or don't get sand. The approval list is what will define whether you get sand. This had to be done because we wanted to eliminate bots and we wanted to eliminate people who are non-KYC'd from having an opportunity to win. Mr. Dangerous 99 memeing on my comment. Saying 0.001 Matic is enough for transactions. So get like 1 to 5 Matic to be safe. No, really,
Okay.
like, I mean, it's 30 cents or whatever it is. I don't know. It's cheap.
I'm double checking my winner here. Give me 1 second.
All right. Sassy Pants Ninja is saying, so I have a question. If I set a priority fee to very high, do I have a higher chance of my transaction getting approved before everyone else's? You would put your transaction at the front of the line. Two possible things can happen in a land sale. Two possible issues could happen, we'll say. One of them is, in the exact same millisecond, you and another person halfway around the world click on the exact same land. This happens sometimes. If you were 1 second too late, then the other person would get what we have in the system as booked, meaning that it's safe for them for a couple of minutes for them to do their transaction. Now, if you click at the exact same second, then yes, setting your priority fee to very high would mean that your transaction on the blockchain, which is the only real important place, your transaction on the blockchain would happen before theirs if they didn't set theirs to very high. Now, on Ethereum, this caused some problems in the past because I said that it's a factual thing, but then some people set their transactions to like 1,000 Gwei. And they were like, I'm going to get it right now. And then the transaction still failed somehow. And they were like, why I just spent $150 on a transaction fee? Why didn't I get it? And they got mad at the Sandbox for that. So I would caution to let you know that, once again, the only important transaction that happens is the one that happens on the blockchain. But any transaction fee you set is at your discretion and not at a suggestion of the Sandbox game. So you can do whatever you want. It's your money, it's your space, it's your time. But that's your choice. So keep that in mind.
And before I announce the winner, Paul has a good question. Can I claim the 60 sand from Aoki Avatar later? Is it an expiration date?
It doesn't currently have an expiration date, but there's no guarantee that the website won't be updated. So what I would recommend you do, Paul, and again, this is up to you. If you don't have the gas fees to process a transaction, I get it, is to just claim it and then stake it again in the staking pool. Because the staking pool is going to be up pretty much guaranteed.
Right.
You know, there's no chance that there's going to be an update that might take that claim button away. So.
And we're going to caution Kawaragi. I'm going to butcher the name. I apologize. If you do end up winning the Alpha Pass, I would still hold on to it and not sell it on OpenSea, but just in case.
Yeah, there's and Panda is saying it will stay in claims on the claims section on the tab up here. So if you click your avatar and you click claims, it should be on this page. But, you know, I mean, for me personally, knowing that it costs, you know, like 1/10 of a penny to claim on Polygon, as long as you have the Matic to do so, then I like to claim it, put it in the staking. The 60 sand is going to generate you, you know, 13% or whatever, even on the default pool if you don't own a land. 13% APY costing 1/10 of a penny to stake and or unstake. So, you know, you're going to make profit on that in like a week or something. So.
Alrighty, Joe. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right.
to the winner over on YouTube.com, the BitFox, with their favorite experience,
Hey!
The Walking Dead's Stay Alive.
Nice. I recognize I see their little avatar in my head for the BitFox.
Right. Same. Congratulations.
Been hanging out at least a couple of weeks. Congratulations.
That's a solid win. Ren Duxie has the final question of our morning. Does booking lock your land so you can make the buy? I'm not quite sure the
I know what this is. So this is the context.
Okay, go ahead.
In the context of a land sale, the first person who on the central mainframe books gets booked. Okay, so that means that if I'm in the US and somebody in Japan and we both click on the land at the same time, we might, like, the first person to click that land should book the land. Occasionally, and not very often, you click it at the exact same millisecond with regards to response time to the server, and then you both could, on your local LAN end, have it say booked, because the servers in the West are saying booked, and the servers in the Far East are saying booked, and then they're trying to, like, communicate with each other, and it's like, who really booked it? But they're both saying, Joe really booked it, and you, Randuxy, really booked it, right? If that happens, then the only thing that matters is whoever has a faster on-chain transaction speed, like whoever is higher priority in the queue on the blockchain. So booking is meant to make it so that it's not confusing, so that you, me, and PandaPops all aren't trying to constantly keep trying to buy the same land. But occasionally, you have an exact same millisecond booking, and there may be a little issue there. But generally, yeah, booking will lock your land so that you have 2 to 3, 5 minutes, whatever, to actually have your transaction finalized on the blockchain.
Okay. And just so everybody wants to know about the Tower Game Jam winners that will be on the Alex stream, I do believe Alex and Lucas is right, who's in our chat right now, are going to be announced that on Saturday. Though there will be an official announcement from Alex Kamisaze.
Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. Did they push it?
It was supposed to be last Saturday, but
yeah, they said Wednesday. And Alex,
are they doing it today?
I think it's later. I think it's later today.
Alrighty.
Regardless, that's just in 20 minutes, so you guys could stick with us here. And in 20 minutes, Alex Kamisaze Flores and Lucas is right, we'll be back with more here on this. Was it? No, I'm wrong, dude. They do it at 2 p.m. on Wednesdays. I'm a dummy. That means it's in like 3 hours or 3 hours from now. But it is today, according to PandaPops, saying, I could have sworn I saw Alex tweet it out. So come back for the Tower Game Jam in about 3 hours here on this channel. If you're watching live on YouTube, DLive Theta, Facebook, YouTube.com, or Twitter. Who did I miss? Twitch.tv. So silly. Click that little sub button, the like button, the whatever the thing is. It says, hey, I'm coming back. I like what I'm seeing.
Right.
Hopefully you did. Maybe you didn't. If you didn't, come hang out anyway, because we're cool. They're cooler than me, at least. You know what I mean? They're cooler than me.
Yeah, Joe, you made me check my watch there for a second.
Yeah, I'm like, what year is it, bro? I'm thinking, for some reason, I always think that their Wednesday stream is at the Saturday time and that the Saturday stream is at the Wednesday time. I don't know why. Probably because on Saturday, Alex will stream for like 4 hours straight, like a madman. But anyway, want to make sure that Conrad gives himself some breakfast, right? Get some snacks. Come back, watch the show later, and we'll see you guys soon. I'm going to raid somebody over on twitch.tv right now. So if you're streaming the Sandbox game, stick with us during the intermission. We'll raid somebody over on twitch.tv/thesandbox game. Find anybody who's streaming the Sandbox in a priority of people I have not raided in the past. So get to streaming this game action. We'll see you soon.
Have a good day, everybody.
Boop. YouTubers, you Twitchers, you people on the internet, sirs. We're going to be rating GamerHashGHX over on Twitch.tv. 103 viewers right now, ready to raid. 105 viewers ready to raid. If you're joining us, that is Twitch.tv/GamerHashGHX right now. Woo!